Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aham Padarthaya Shivaya Paramatmane Namaha. Yamaya Madhukaitava Prabhadini Yamagishonmulini Ya Dhumrekshana Chanda Mundamadini Ya Rakta Bijashini Ya Sasumbani Sumbadarbadalini Ya Siddha Lakshmi Para Sa Chanti Navakoti Murti Sagita Mampada Vishveshwari. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashiva-samarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryandam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Punaktu Sakaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadidamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tatsat. Om Aingara Hrinkara Rahasya Yukta Shrinkara Gudartha Mahavibhutya Omkara Marma Pradibadinibhyam Namo Nama Shri Guru Padugabhyam Bindu Trikona Vashikona Dashara Yugma Manvashranakatala Samyuta Shodasharam Rudratrayam Cha Dharani Sadanatrayam Cha Sri Chakrametat Utitam Paradevadayaha Bhumos Kalita Padana Bhumireva Valambanam Vaijada Aparadana Tvameva Sharanam Shive. Om Namaskaram. So, with the kripa of Brahma Shakti, the Parashakti, we are fortunate to assemble together and to contemplate on Soundaryalahari, the most wonderful stotra by Bhagavad-Pada. And we have done up to the 12th mantra. I call it a mantra because every stotram has got so much of potency to give us the best of everything, like a Veda mantras. We saw up to the 12th mantra in the last class. Of course, we missed one week. So let's just recap that. Dvatiyam Soundaryam Tuginagirikanye Tulayidum Kavindra Kalpande Kadamabivirinji Prabhudayaha Yatalo Gavtsugyam Amaralana Yandi Manasa Tabo Bhir Dushprabhama Abhigirisha Sayujya Padavim. In the 12th mantra, Bhagavad-Pada confirmed that it is impossible for anyone, right from the Adi Kavi Brahma, the greatest poet of all time, the Brahma, who created this poetry of the universe with the poetry of the Vedas. So we saw all that in the class. Right from him, Tulayitum, just to measure this Amba's beauty, to compare with something else, because there's nothing to be compared with. Therefore, the incomprehensible beauty, they just could not reveal, could not describe. So the Bhagavad-Pada, therefore, summarizes that the best way to see that is what the Devakandikas did. What the Devakandikas do, Yatha-lokā amara-lalana yanti manasa. What did they do? They saw a trick. See, we are not able to see Amba's beauty directly because Parambika is our mother, Jagat Janani. Do we see the Amma's beauty in the physical form? No. As children, we cannot see the mother's beauty. For us, the mother's beauty is her compassion, her love. So beautiful mother means I have a most compassionate mother. The physical beauty of the mother cannot be even contemplated by the children, is it not? So that exclusive right to consummate, to enjoy, to describe the mother's beauty belongs to Lord Shiva. So Parameswari is incomparably beautiful. Bhagavad Padma says she is aparupa amita-lavanyavati. Amita-lavanyavati means he just cannot be comprehended by anybody else except by Lord Parameshwara. So the Devakannikas, what they thought, this Parameshwara is most compassionate. So Ashutosh is called. He is very readily willing to give his blessings. So if we do, even though it is difficult to do the penance, if you do the penance and attain the Sayujya Padavi, what is Sayujya Padavi? The Tadatnya Nirupanam, that is one with the Shiva. So if you become one with the Shiva, then they thought, as a part of the Shiva, within Shiva, they should be able to enjoy the mother's beauty. What a wonderful, venerable thought. But is it possible? The first difficulty is to attain the Sayujya. Of course, they can attain the Sayujya because Parameshwara is very compassionate. But the moment you attain the Sayujya, what happens? You become one with the Lord Shiva. That means you get the Advaita Anupūti. When you get Advaita Anupūti, that means you are no difference. You are the Aham Brahmasmi state. You are the super consciousness. You are the universal being. There is no Shivam Shakti. All Brahmamayam. So the beauty that you wanted to see is not seen anymore. Because anything that you see is an object of experience, is it not? If I can see something, what I am seeing is different from what I am, who I am. Therefore, an object that I can experience it, which I don't have it now, will not exist in the future. But we are talking about the Brahma Shakti, the Chit Shakti, which is eternal. Tathānanta Rūpam. What that means is that it is not an object of experience, it is the experiencer. It is no more the beauty to consume, but the beauty manifests by itself. That means you become that beauty. The Swastarupam becomes the Soundaryam. So this is the surprise gift that you're going to get when you are attaining the Sayujya Padavi. So we saw that in the 12th mantra. So we learned, therefore, from that mantra, Ambal is Jagat Karani, Jagan Mata. Her beauty is beyond our comprehension. But you can worship the Brahman, Shivam as well as Shakti, there's no difference. We saw all that. So if I cannot see the Ambal's beauty, what next? Can Ambal see me? So what is more important? You go to the temple and you stand in a long queue. You're longing to see the God. Somebody buys a 2,000 pounds ticket. They go straight and see the God. So they are able to see the God, right? But you are praying, waiting to see the God. And even when you go there at the queue, at the end of the queue, when the God's darshan is in front of you, you close your eyes. And by the time you open the eye, they kick you out of the queue. You think you didn't see the God. But God has been seeing you. It is more important that God sees you than you see the God. Because for us, our limited eyes, limited perception, it is very difficult to behold the infinite God. Of course, we want to see the God. But more the blessing is that God is able to see you. The God is seeing you. That means we have to be the patram, we have to be the object of perception by the Ishvara. Somehow we should be in front of the God's eyes. Of course, Sakasasisha Purushaka, God has got eyes everywhere. But to see that with that kind of a compassion to bestow grace upon us, we should fall in the tip of the eyes of the God. Not even the pratyaksham. The kadaksham is fine. How am I going to go there? And if I do fall into the tip of the eyes of the Parashakti, what am I going to get from that? That comes from this 13th verse. Naraṁ varṣīyāṁsaṁ nayana-virasaṁ narmasu jaḍaṁ tavāpāṅgālōkē patitamanudhāvanti śataśaḥ galad-vēṇībandhāḥ kuca-kalaśa-visrasta-sicayā haṭhāt truṭyatkāñcyō vigalitadukūlā yuvatayaḥ naraṁ varṣīyāṁsaṁ nayana-virasaṁ narmasu jaḍaṁ tava āpāṅgā-lōkē patitam anudhāvanti śataśaḥ galad-vēṇī-bandhāḥ kuca-kalaśa-visrasta-sicayā haṭhāt truṭyatkāñcyō vigalitadukūlā yuvatayaḥ. This sloka, when you start understanding the word meaning, it is very likely in a casual reading, we will get into the kind of a thinking, could Bhagavad Pada write a verse like this? Because this verse, at first glance, appears to be very highly shringaratmakam. That means it is very romanticizing. It is seeking the pleasure of intimacy. The Vashikara Shakti it is bestowing upon the person. It gives you the Dambatya Sukham. So this doubt comes into the mind. That's fair enough. So it is therefore important to understand the context of this mantra, sloka, the vachyartham, the word meaning of it. See, the vachyartham means the meaning of the word of a sloka, which you derive from the dictionary, from the teacher. For each word, the patartham, then the vakyartham. Then you see a meaning out of that. If the meaning is giving a knowledge which does not create contradiction. It does not fall short of completion of it in its sense. That's it. Then you got the meaning. But if there is a lack of vigor in it, it creates a contradiction in it. It creates a suspicion in it. It creates incompleteness in it, in your understanding. Then that means the vāchyārtham should be sacrificed for the lakshyārtham. Lakshyārtham is the intended meaning. What the kavi, the rishi, has intended to give. How could I know what is intended? You and I do not know. The great acharyas out of Shraddha, when they read it, this intention of the poet comes to their mind. Of course, even you and I, when you do with great Shraddha, if you take, of course, I'm trying to say what I know of the sloka. Of course, I learned from many things. Of course, when you recite the sloka again and again and again, you'll be surprised to know that the meaning is coming to you. That is the power of Shraddha. So the intended meaning you should see. So the lakshyārtham, we take it only when the vāchyārtham is not adequate or is contradictory. But sometimes the vāchyārtham also gives a very useful purpose for us. The lakshyārtham also gives you a very value-added purpose. What I can say, enhanced purpose. When that situation comes in, that means there is a tattvartham in it. It is indicating you to rise your level up. So it is creating a context to leapfrog. So you have to recite, learn. Also, they're so very simple to recite. You can sing, do a dance, and you take a meaning of it, and then create a lakshyam from it, and you do the prayer. But when you dwell deeper into that, it creates so much of wonders. Okay? So simply this says, we'll see the Vāchyārtham. It says, O Devi, by virtue of your askance, the glances of your karuna from the tip of your iceberg, what happens is, young maidens, young ladies in hundreds, having their tuft got loosened, having the mantle of the saris that cover their bosoms slipped down, having suddenly their gingling waistlines, the waistlets, the udyana, dripping down with loosened dots. And therefore the attire which it was holding in the hip is also gently falling down. That means these hundreds of women have lost their sense. And what they do, they run after the man. What kind of man he is? An elderly person, old person, even ugly to look at it, who's incompetent, unmindful of any pleasures of life, bodily pleasures of life. So they run after him with the view that they are going to grant them the pleasure that he needs or themselves need. So it looks like a poetry which bring out a shringarism, a romantic feeling, almost a lustful feeling. And then you take the Vāchyārtham, and then you can say, therefore, if you recite this mantra, you get the Vashikara Shakti. The men can attract the women, women can attract the men. If you don't get married in life, you can recite it and get marriage prapti. And so on and so forth is added to that goal. It could be true. As long as you have the Shraddha, because these are mantras. The Vāchyārtam gives you that. Therefore, if you stick with the Vāchyārtam, there's a prayojanam of this mantra, sloga, so you can do the Parayanam and do that. But we want to dwell deep into that. Because the doubt comes to us, is that the purpose? Do I ever go to God that I want this physical intimacy and pleasures? So, to remove the doubt, to reinforce the sanctity of this beautiful prayer and the significance of it, let us discuss that. So, this verse is granting a purushartham called kama purushartham. What is kama purushartham? Purushartham means a goal. Kama purushartham means kama means the intensity of purpose towards pleasures. If you are eager to acquire pleasures, sensual pleasure, physical pleasure, mental pleasures, anything, any happiness, anything that you want to enjoy, if you are propelling towards that, you are being propelled towards kama purushartha. So for this kama purushartham, am I allowed to look for that kind of kama? Because generally the word kama means, we equate to the physical pleasures between a man and a woman. And therefore we put a particular reserved place for it. No, in kamam generally means any desire to have something that gives you happiness. But this is a purushartha. Purushartha means it's a assigned goal to you. For every jiva, every person born, Vedas gives you the right to seek sukham, happiness. So kamam is your birthright. So first of all, let us remove that thought of assigning this somehow a black profile. No. See, the jivatma, the embodiment in this world, is called bhogatma. Bhogam means enjoyment, experience. So we are born in this world, embodied with this physical and mental body, subtle body, for the only purpose to enjoy. So therefore, do not feel ashamed, shy, or timid to say that I want to enjoy life. What do you mean you're enjoying life? Go and do prayers. Prayer is important. Praying for what? Enjoyment. So do say that I want to enjoy life, because that is the purpose you have come. But then, how do I enjoy it? You enjoy it with the embodiments, your sadhanas, your body and mind, especially the body. How can I taste anything without my tongue? How can I see anything without my eyes? How can I hear the beautiful song without my ears? How can I sustain this body? Now, when it comes to sustaining the body, it is not just sukham. It is a basic need. That's why Vedas says, yes, your bhogatma, you are. Kamam, sukham is your goal. But that goal to happen, you must have a most fundamental goal. That is artha purushartha. Artha purushartha means what? Artha means the essential nature, essential things that you need. What do I need? Food, water. I need to breathe. I need to have water. I need to have something to eat, nourish my body. A child born, what does it do? It sleeps or he drinks mother's milk, grows. Nothing else is important. Same way, we have to nourish the body. But body alone is not enough. You need a place to stay. So the basic needs, of course, today the basic needs becomes so expanding without limits. A phone become a basic need now. So, but you got the point. So you need few things in life that makes you live a life, a normal moral life, so that you can start enjoying life. That's called Artha Purushartham, and therefore Vedas grant you the right. Vedas are not expecting you to come and recite the Veda mantras or pray to God when your basic needs are not met. So there is no point in running Vedanta classes or running temples with people who are hungry. No, God doesn't like that. So you got to feed people. People, you have to eat. You have to earn money to feed people. Therefore, do your work, harvest, make money, uncaring. Take something, little bit, whatever you can take. Fulfill yourself. So when I'm hungry, what happens? I want to eat a bread. You give me a bread. I'm so hungry. Give me any bread. You say it's slightly expiry date. Is it okay? I said, bring it on. I'm so hungry. You eat that bread. 1, 2 bread you eaten. Now the third bread is very boring to you, because the third bread is not anymore the Artha Purushartham. Artha Purushartham is completed. Your hunger is gone. Now the third bread you want to eat, because the bread is nicely tasting, but it is better to have something added to it. So you ask, can you toast the bread? Can you put some butter on top of it? Put some jam? Yeah. So now what is that you're asking for? You're asking for the sukham of eating the bread. So the Artha Purushartham becomes a Kama Purushartham. Put the radio on. Let's go to the fine music, fine dining. Let me go first class travel. Let me buy a BMW car with the luxurious leather seats. Why? Sukham, Kama. Am I not allowed to do it? Of course you can. Otherwise, why it is a Kama Purushartham? So don't need to feel guilty if you are righteously earn and enjoying it. That's also allowed. But then your doubt comes in. If I do this, I need to work hard to make this money. But before I enjoy this, I've been working hard. After retirement, I want to go around the world. But after retirement, I just die. God has treated me. Then Vedas tells you, don't worry. The good thing that you've done is going to make you take up another body, because you have not enjoyed your fruits of labor. So don't worry that you lost. You will take another body. In that body, all this thing will come to you without you doing anything this time. How is it? Well, your karma palam is taken to be a punyam. I didn't know. I didn't do any punyam. Well, therefore, I'll give you a third purushartham called dharmam. So dharma here is punyas. So Vedas tell you, because you are going to be in an infinite cycle of embodied life. The embodied life means for enjoyment. Therefore, you need to have sukham. The sukham is guaranteed when you do actions to acquire punyas. Therefore, your goal is now not just artha, not just kama, but dharma. Therefore, when you work for your artha or for kama, ensure you attain punya through this. That means when I am eating my bread to fulfill my artha, I see a hungry person, I share the bread with him, therefore I get a punya, I get a dharmam for it. So, dharmartha kamam is what is come through, kama purushartha. So this words here, the kama purushartham is a sukham. So here, in this kama purushartham, the sukham, the highest sukham that is taken is the physical intimacy between a legitimate man and woman, a husband and wife, a loving partners. Why that is taken as a benchmark for the sukham? Because the best form of sukham is where you lose yourself. You lose yourself means there is a spiritual purpose. I'll tell you why it is in a minute. So that's why that intimacy is taken as an example here. But what Bhagavad Pada says, whatever the sukham you want, whether it is the bliss of the God, divinity, or the joy of living with your loving person, or any material pleasures in this world, whatever you want, you are going to be bestowed all those things just if you fall in front of the glance of the Ambal. Because a tip of the eye gives you Kama Purushartha. That's why Ambal is called Kamakshi. Kamakshi means Kamam means desire. This desire for Sukha. So Aksham means the eyes. So her eyes is oozing with this compassion to grant you the desires that you wish to give you. Karuna Darangidakshi. Karuna Darangam. Compassion, ocean is flowing. For who? For everybody. Asesha Janamohini. In the Lalita Sahasranam, Dhyana Sloka, we say, Asesha Janamohini. For everyone, it gives you the moham, the deluding pleasures. It gives you the pleasures to you. Bhakta Rashmi Parivaga Shalana Meenaba Lochana. In a Nama in Lalita Sahasranam. Shalana Meenaba Lochana. Shalana means its eyes are moving around like a fish. They say, the monkey will hold the fetus, the child in its tummy, right? The mother covers. Each type of mothers will have a different way of holding the child. But the fish, what it does is, it protects its little ones by looking at it. It's constantly looking at its children. The mother fish is oozing out protection and compassion. And the little fishes may be in a long way. Therefore, it's got a long eyes. That's why Meenakshi, the Kamakshi, Visalakshi. Visala means wider, deeper, and longer eyes. Eyes of compassion. And why the tip is needed? Why can't it be the front of it? Because in the front, if you go, you can't hold the power of Ambal. Because what is going in front of Ambal means? Ambal is part of Shivam. In the third eye, which is Advaita Vritti, Jnana Vritti. So it will just burns your self-ego. It takes you the Advaita Anupati. It gives you moksham. So that's why only the sannyasis or the mumukshus who are desirous of redemption stand in front of the God directly. We all have to pray the sideways. That's why in especially South Indian temples, you will see a flagpole. The just Kambam will be there. Or a Vagana, a Nandi will be there. A peacock will be there. Something will be there to hide the direct posture of the goddess Darshana. You always have to side glance is what you need. So here, what Bhagavad Pada taken, he takes an example of an extreme. He takes an example of a devotee. Naraṁ varṣīyāṁsaṁ. This man is old man. What is whole means? His embodiment is losing its power to be of help to enjoy anything in life. Because your body has to be strong. The body is not strong as you grow older. And nayana-virasaṁ, if you look at him, virasaṁ, you don't want to look at him again. He's not enchanting. He's not delightful to look at. Or also his eyes are not having the power. He lost the interest. You don't have the brightness of him. And narmasu jaḍaṁ. Narmasu means all the activity that you need to do to create enjoyment in life. The etiquette, the attitude, the behavior, everything in that is inert, jaḍaṁ. So imagine a man like that, an old man, not good looking, not inept, not very good in interactions. Who will be interested in him? But even if he is that kind of a person, if he becomes patitaha means one who has fallen. You don't fall intently. Of course, unless you do namaskar. Here he is fallen because somehow he has come across. About what? Tava, āpāṅgā-lōkē. So in front of the Ambal's glance. That means he somehow, maybe he's gone to a satsangam, maybe in a Soundaryalahari class, maybe he was in a bhajan group. Somehow he was there, and Ambal looked at him, and then because Ambal's glance fell on him, like when the light fall on a dark tree, the dark tree become light. It's not. The dark tree was not looking for light. The light just fell on it. It's a blessing, right? That's the reason why sometimes, we just wander around. The Punita Yatra we take. Why do you take Yatra? The Yatra we take because when we wander around aimlessly, maybe some satsangam, maybe some Paramatma will be there, some Jnani will be there, Mahatma will be there. So their blessings, their blissful eyes may fall upon us. Like light falling on a darkened tree illumines. So he is gone. Okay, what happened because of that? Because of that, śataśaḥ anudhāvanti. So hundreds of people followed him. What kind of people? Yuvatayaḥ, young maidens. Why are they following him? Because they are following in a state of affair, galad-vēṇī-bandhāḥ. Bandhāḥ means Veni is the darkened hair. Galad-vēṇī means the hair bands they tied up on the head. Normally what the women do, they want to control their thing. They wear the hair nicely, tuck it inside, put clips, put the ribbons and flowers. But everything, the tuft got loosened up. Everything is gone down. The hair is just falling on the face. Kuca-kalaśa-visrasta-sicayā. Kuca-kalaśa-visrasta. Their bosom, which is rounded bosoms, on which they have this wrap, the sari, the drape. What happened? It's just falling. No maiden will do that. They protect their chest. They will just cover their bosoms up. But it is falling down, and they don't care. And haṭhāt truṭyatkāñcyō. Kāñcyō means kanchana, the wrist belt, the odyanam. That is just slipping away because they are gasping for breath. The deep breathing inflates that slender hip. Therefore, this belt just explode. So the belt is just loosened up. It is falling. And when it is falling, what happened? It is holding the dress. And the dress is vigalita-dukūlā. Dukūlā means the dress, all the dresses that they're wearing to cover their hip, just slipping away. What happened to them? They lost themselves. When you lose themselves, what does it mean? That you are seeking or you are enjoying, you're getting the bliss. What do you mean by that? How can I lose and get happiness? You lose, only then you get happiness. The moment you don't lose yourself, what do you mean lose yourself? That means the thought of that when you think I am enjoying it, you're not enjoying it. You're thinking of enjoyment. When you actually enjoy it, you don't have the thought of I enjoy it, because the I-ness is gone. Maybe for a moment or two. So that bliss is what we call it, the bliss that we attain. Sleep, take sleep. In the deep sleep, what happened? You lost yourself. Your jiva bhavam is gone. You are in extreme bliss. Of course, you don't know the bliss because you're ignorant of it. But you are extremely blissful. Sukham is there. So these maidens are following him to do that. So this is what it says. So before we go to Tattvartham, is it right to seek this Dhambatya Sukham? Yes. Because if the Dhambatya Sukham is an incentive for the Grihasthashramas, so that in the act of procreation they can have a lineage. The lineage is for Dharma Paripalanam, Sitam. So Grihasthashramam is not discarded, it is in fact revered. In all the ashramas, see, I said Dharma Purushartham. The Dharma Purushartham, what is Dharma Purushartham means? Punyam. Then you ask the question, if Vedas asked me to do Punyam, I don't know what is Punyam. How do I get Punyam? Then Vedas have to give you the Dharma Karya. Therefore, Vedas, Dharma is a very big word. The first Dharma is a Punyam. Now, Dharma becomes your duty, your acharam. So, it is telling you that you have to do things in particular order, particular form. How do I do it? First, it tells you what is called Samanya Dharma. And if I tell you what it is, you would say, why do I need Vedas for it? Like what? Don't lie. Don't steal somebody's items. Don't cheat. Don't be greedy. Now, these are Samanya Dharma. Samanya means ordinary dharmas. Well, this Bible teaches me, Buddhism teaches me, my school teaches me, my parents teaches me. Even a robber to his partner tell him, look, partner, don't lie to me, don't cheat me, don't steal from me, because we are partners in the stealing job. But within me, there is a dharma. See, so Samanya Dharmam is applicable to all at all times. All at all times. How do I learn Samanya Dharma? You don't need any teachers to teach you. If you know what others should do, should not do to you, that you should do to others and should not do to others. If I tell you, hey, Yogesh, I like you, but I don't like you to lie to me. That means I should not lie to you. See? So the Samanya Dharmam is naturally coming to you. So we don't need Vedas for that. Vedas, of course, imply that too. But Vedas coming to tell you a Vishesha Dharma. It is telling you, well, not all are the same at all time. No, you are a boy, you are a girl, you are Chinese, you are Indian, you are in India, you are in Singapore, you are in UK, you are 10 years old, you are 50 years old, you are a married man, you are a student, you are a governor, you are a trader, you are a worker. So it divides, therefore, all existence into two categories. One category is your own personal roadmap in life. What is that? I am born as a child. Then I was a child until I finished my education. Once I finished my education, then I got married. Then I was leading a married life. I have children. Then I retire. Then I do what makes me happy, what makes around me happy. At some stage, I may give up everything and look for redemption. So this life, this stage, 4 stages in everybody's life, whether you give 4 different stage status or not, it exists. So Vedas look at it, not just for Indians or Brahmins or Hindus, no. Any human being go through it. So this is called ashrama dharma. Brahmacharya dharma, that is from child to the education. Grahasthastra dharma, graha means family life. Vanaprastham or vanaprastham is where you retire life. And sannyasa. So if you are in any of those 4 stages, it gives you what you must do, what you should not do. If you do follow that, everything you do becomes a punya. As simple as that. That means we need to follow the dharma. Who teaches the dharma? Sanatana Dharma teaches the dharma. Where do we learn from this? From the acharyas, from the books, from the puranas, from the itikasas, from the examples of others, elders, by practice. Right. Second part, I am not alone in this world. I can't have satsangam here without you coming there. So the life is a function of relationship. Brothers, sisters, friends, community. Therefore, I have a role in the society. The Veda looks at you. What are you in a society? So I could be a man of valor. I could be a person say, look, I protect you. I stand in front of the enemies. I'll give my life for you. I am your leader. I will discipline you. I'll give you peace. If that is the kind of life you want to do, an administrative life, and you qualify for it, and willing to sacrifice yourself, let me call you Kshatriya. So you follow the Kshatriya Dharma. Because you are willing to commit yourself to death, you enjoy special privileges. Everybody will worship you. You can have luxurious life because you are willing to sacrifice yourself anytime. So a dharma and dharma palam is given. Another person says, look, I can't do that, but I can do this. I can create wealth. I can transact wealth. I can help others, everybody to enjoy this. Oh, that's very important. Wealth is important for the world. You be a Vaishya, a trader, a wealth creator, a wealth transactor. And this is your dharma. You do with certain morality and moral rights. Then somebody comes back and say, well, neither I can give up my life like that, nor I can do this trading, but I have a very acute intelligence. I want to sacrifice my life to learn all this in Vedas and impart others. Because if there's nobody is doing that, this very dharma will be gone away. Oh yeah, you are important, but you don't do any work. That means you can't earn money. Therefore, we will give you money. But your job is to lead a simple life and teach this knowledge after your learning to everyone. So you are called a Brahmana. And there is people like me who say, I can neither do any of those things. What do I do? I don't want to follow into this krama because I have no willingness or ability to follow this ritually. But I want to believe in Vedas. Then they say, okay, you are a Shudra. Everybody is Shudra. And everybody is born as a Shudra, because Shudra is one who has no such compulsion of a particular form of life, but a commitment in return to work with everybody else. I will help the Brahmana to do what he needs to do. I help the Kshatriya to do what he needs to do. I'll help the Vaishya to do what he needs to do. And because I don't have the conditions of it, I don't have much acharam. Like a child, Child has no acharam. It does the poo, it eats, it drinks the milk and is it's discharging its outputs. It doesn't matter. Child, like that you do. That's a dharma for it. So you see, either in the varna dharma or ashrama dharma, there's nothing that is superior or inferior. It's not that Kshatriya is important and Shudra, Brahmana is important. Absolutely not. A great Shudra who does his karmas better than a poor Brahmana is superior. So you have to do a great Grihastha is superior than a false sannyasi. So I sidelined, but I just wanted to give you that Vedas are complete in that. So Dharma Purushartham comes in. So here, therefore, as a Grihastha, if you are there, you have to have the lineage, because the sannyasi, the brahmachari, the vanaprastha, all these people, where do they come for food? To the family life, the family dweller. Therefore, the family has to go. That's why look at any gods in Sanatana Dharma. They are family gods. Very rarely you see any god as sannyasi in Hindu Dharma. Pullayar was sitting there, Ganesha, he put Siddhi and Buddhi as two wives for him. Muruga was going to be a renunciated Dandapani. We get hold of him, give him Valli and Daivane, Parameshwar and Parvati, Mahalakshmi, Narayana, Saraswati, Brahma. Every god is a family god. They lead because they are impart this knowledge. Of course, Dakshinamurti and Sanat Kumara, that is a Guru Parampara. There is Adhyatma Vidya. And there is that Parampara which shows this family life. So, even this very Sostra, Soundaryalahari Sostra, Kameshwari, Kamakshi, the Bindusthanam we talked in the Sri Rudram, in the Sri Chakram, is about the Shivashakti Aikyam. Then they become a Janma Jagat Yonihi. When Shiva and Shakti unite, the whole world is created. So like that, the creation and the lineage, the Srishti Bhava has to come through the So I'm saying this, therefore, this prayer is also a very important prayer to have that Dāmpatya Sukham and Dāmpatya Bhagyam. It gives that. But there is more to it. So if I get this Sukham, the Sukham doesn't make me completely happy. Why? Because what I was looking for last week, I don't look for it now. Even the married life, after some time, it is routine, mechanical. The Dāmpatya Sukham is not that Sukham that I really need. So something is, I become insatiable. I look for something else. Then it tells you, well, the kamam is your prushartham, but kamam is sukham. But the sukham you are looking for in things outside, because you're looking for things outside, you're looking for objects of experiences, therefore you need a body, therefore you are taking the birth. But the moment you know, the sukham is not in outside. A dog, what the dog does, the dog eats a bone, a dry bone. You throw a bone at it and he eats it. Bone has no flesh, nothing. But this poor dog, stupid dog, it just bites it so hard. His sharp teeth pinches into his own lips. The blood comes out of it. But he thinks the blood is from the bone. He tastes it. It's very nice taste. It bites more. So like that, we somehow think the material objects, everything outside is what gives you sukham. And therefore, we more and more bite into it. And therefore, we get no satisfaction. But there is something which is not there outside, but is inside. And the very happiness that it is you, yourself. That's called a moksha purushartham. Therefore, it is moving from dharmartha kamam to moksham. The moksham is the purushartham that you need. So that is also sukham. So that means this stostram, when it is giving you this sukham, don't think it is only giving the sukham of the lower cadre. It is also giving you the moksha purushartha. That is why, so if you look at that one, then we come into the contradiction. If it is talking about the moksha purushartham, that means realizing myself, what is this ladies coming behind me? And by the way, why is he talking about the ladies? Why ladies are so cheap, is it? Why can't men run behind a lady? So all this kind of this modern logical thinking comes into us, right? So we should really sort that out. So what is the first thing we learned? Yes, it's legitimate to pray for physical happiness in this world. But then the physical happiness should not drive us outside our dharma. The mind loses its control because the manmatan, what is manmatan? Man means mind. Matan means one who churns the mind, who is creating delusion in the mind. And you started looking for sukham in unrighteous way, then you lose control. Therefore, your inducing instruments, your mind, which is the sugarcane bow, which Manmadan has got, the flowery arrows, which are the tanmatras, your senses, Ambal takes it away. That's why in Ambal's Rupa Lavanyam, we saw her holding the sugarcane and the 5 flowery arrows. That means Ambal is holding your mind, Ambal is holding your senses. In other words, you are giving away your mind and senses to the Ambal. That means you always think about Ambal, Devi. That means you become a very devoted person. Because you are a devoted person, your mind is not with you anymore. Ambal knows what Satvishayam have come to the mind. Ambal slowly gives you, therefore, even before you are asking. Like where the old man was not asking for the women to come behind him. He just happened to be there in Ambal's grace and all the good things happening to him. That's what he says. The professor in IIT today in Chennai, Sri Kamakoti, his name is, a reverential man, and I met him once briefly. His father is called Nātham. He's a great scholar. He was devoted to Kanchi Mahapariva. This young Kamakoti, when he finishes IIT studies, everybody from IIT, we all come away. They all go away to US and other countries. A lot of opportunities came, but Mahapariva told him, you stay here, don't need to go. After a couple of years, and young Kamakoti met Mahapariva. Mahapariva remembers, he's always remembers things, and told him, this he gives an interview. So did you get worried because I didn't let you go? He says, no, Pariva, no, it's not. Then Mahapariva told him, look, when you walk towards the sun, your shadow falls behind you and it follows you. Like that, that's what he said. What it means is when you walk towards a supreme ideal in life, if that is your only goal, that is your only purushartham, when you walk like that, all the things that others chase will chase you. Money, fame, anything, support, respect, reverence. Today he is so much looked after because he invents so many things. He brings a great institution into force. So like that, when you look at the moksha purushartham as your goal, and you walk towards it, all things will come. That's why all these ladies are coming behind you. How they come? With the hair coming out. See, the hair is compared to desire. Like the hair grows and then falls, desires grows and falls. Persisting growth and falling. You have no control why it grows. You play with this, you fiddle with this, and then it falls away. Like that, every desire, you don't know how it comes, why it comes. A desire comes, you nurture it, the desire gone, the next one comes. So that's why when you are managing, when you're maintaining the desires beautifully, combing it, tying it up nicely, looking at it, look after that, that means you are entrapped into samsara. Desire after desire comes in. And it ties up with these two rubber bands of papam and punyam. Because desire leads to either papam or punyam. But these ladies, when they are coming out, the hair is falling, means their rubber bands are fallen out. That means the hair has no position to hold on. It has no control on him. The papam and punyas goes away. And head, the Ajna chakra. The Ajna chakra blossoms. That means he is transcending the papa punyas. How can you transcend papa punyas? Very simple. Papam punya comes because you do something. A papa karyam or a punya karyam. Because I do, I get the results. But when I do without the I in it, that is, if I do a karma yogam, karma sannyasam, the karyam happens, but papa punya doesn't come. So that's what happens to him. Because of this hair loosened ladies coming through and blessing on him, he becomes a karma yogi. How about this sari on her chest falling up? That's showing off her physical beauty, exposing herself. That's not the way we do. Normally we cover the body. We cover it because it's mine. That mine is mamakaram. Mine. Mamakaram means the sense of ownership. But why does sense of ownership comes in? Ragadvesham. It's, ragadvesham, and it's a consequence of mamakaram. I like it, I don't like it. I like it because it's mine. I don't like him because he's not mine. So the cause of ragadvesham, ashay is a ragadvesham. See, ashay is not icha. Always remember that. Icha is like, Bhagavad Padma wrote this Soundaryalahari with the icha of creating this text. Icha is desireless action. Asha is that puts you in a samsara. Asha causes ragadvesham, but ragadvesham creates papa punya. That goes away because of mamakaram is what it is. So when this dress falling apart from the chest, it means mamakaram, the veil of mamakaram falls away. I have nothing to hide. It's not mine anymore. The my is gone. In the other class, I told you about experimenting with the way of trying to live. Sometime in the Vedanta, you have to apply in your life. It's not a conceptual study. Try to talk without using I, mine, or my. Don't say it's my car. You can say this is the car I drive. I is okay. Don't say it's my wife. You say I am a husband. See, you can replace I from my, because there's a confusion of I and my. I'm not well. Why? My body is hurting. Hey, your body is hurting. What about you? My body becomes I. This is how the samsaram goes. So you must be able to detach from the mindness. So maybe we should take this sari that is falling apart on her shoulders, on her bosom. Is the anagata chakra. So the thought goes away. But the mamakaram comes from where? Mamakaram comes from ahankaram, the I-ness. I. The my is a subset of I. But I you cannot avoid. The moment you get up in the morning, in the sleep, ahankaram comes in. I, aham vritti. Of course, who is this I is a different point, different discussion. But there's an I, an identity for you. Because the identity, the mamakaram comes in. So we can start reducing the mamakaram. But how does the ahankaram goes in? Ahankaram, it cannot go. It has to go by the God's grace. The God's grace means a jnana-vritti has to come. How can the jnanam remove the ahankaram? Ahankaram is who I am. I think I am is the body. Who told you that? Everybody calls me with this body. I means Raja. Why? Everybody calls me Raja. So I got a nama, a rupam, and a personality. I cultivate it. The personality can change. So I change. But there is an I which is permanently I am inside. I don't know that I. But I'm holding this notional I. And I tie myself with that personality of that I. That tie that you have represents the Vadhyanam on her hip. And that falls apart. That is falling. That means that ajnanam is falling, and the ahankaram is falling. I start questioning myself. Am I this person? I have a seeking of myself. Now, what happens when the belt goes away? The dress falls apart, right? That's what the poetry shows here. The dress is what? Why do I have this feeling of I, this and that? Because I don't know who I am. When I say I don't know who I am, the I don't know is ignorance, isn't it? Knowledge, you can say, I got this knowledge from this library, from this teacher, from this book. Knowledge got a source. Where does ignorance come from? Like if I ask you, Yeah, you know this? I don't know this. Oh, since when you don't know this? You cannot answer that. The moment I told you what it is, and somebody asks you, since when you know it? Oh, Raja told me. So knowledge has got a beginning, but ignorance has no beginning. Anadi. It's got an end. Therefore, the ignorance is what causes me the ahankaram. The ahankaram is what causes me the mamakaram. Mamakaram causes me the desire. Desire causes me the ragadvesha. That becomes the papa punya. That becomes the samsara. So here it shows that is all gone. That's why even though I finish in 5 minutes, even that ladies are called anima shakti, itta shakti, gnana shakti, kriya shakti. In Shaktam, they don't go through this Vedanta in this way, but what they say is that you get a lot of Shaktis comes and gives you the blessings. The moment you go to the first Avarana Puja, then you get this power, that power. These are the Shaktis coming behind you without you asking for it. You say, look, I've been doing this Devi Sudram for the last 5 years, sir. Suddenly now, if I say something, it happens. People tell me, hey, whatever you say comes true. Am I getting the power, sir? Maybe. Then you call yourself Devi Upasaka, then you call yourself a guru. Then you become a future teller. You have an ashram, then you have a followers. You have a running business going through. You gone into samsara now. That's why it's called Sarva Moha Avarana. It brings you lot kind of Sarva Asha Paripurakam, Sarva Mohana Kriyam. All this kind of a deluding powers comes in. But you have to have walking towards the sun. That means they fall behind. All this power comes and stay with you, and you are not using it. They take a back seat. It's not that they're gone from you. They always come when there is a need to establish dharma, but it is not your second fiddle. That's why if great jnanis don't show any power, what's the point of that? Then why it is called a lady? Now that we can stop it, because generally ladies or Stree is used as a desire example. Whenever the desire, they use Asha, they use, not because, women are not weaker sex. My father used to say women are more stronger physically, emotionally, because they carry the child in their uterus. It's not an easy thing. When we have a lot of food, men suffer from the indigestion. They carry 5-10 kilograms of baby inside. So physically they are strong. Emotionally they are strong. That's why they are called Shakti. So women is very strong. But sometimes they have this chalanam. They like to dress up. So they want to have, more saris. They want this. So for that example, they take Stree as the example for Asha. But of course, in Shivanandagiri, Bhagavan says, says that Nityam Bhakti Vatu Ganesha. Bhakti as a woman. So Bhakti is also Stree. So you don't need to really worry about Bhagavan using Stree as something to limit their power or in an inferior way. So also it's about patitaha. This falling in Ambal's grace means without even you knowing it, you fall in Ambal's grace means you must always choose a place of dwelling where there are bhaktas and devotees. Even if you don't have bhakti, doesn't matter. Be in a temple, be in a satsang, be in a good people's company, because that way you fall into that. Now, when you fall accidentally, you get the benefit. But imagine Ambal is voluntarily looking at you because you asked for it. That means that power is manifold, isn't it? That's why when you start worshipping Ambal, you become that. And finally, the desire or anudhāvanti, they're coming behind you. Desires don't drive you. You drive, you take the path, the benefits that you need at an appropriate time falls in front of you because every Shakti is just waiting to get your command because you are the beloved child of the Parambika. So that's why the story is. So we just read it one more time and then we stop at that. Naraṁ varṣīyāṁsaṁ nayanavirasaṁ narmasu jaḍaṁ tavāpāṅgālōkē patitamanudhāvanti śataśaḥ galad-vēṇībandhāḥ kuca-kalaśa-visrasta-sicayā haṭhāt truṭyatkāñcyō vigalitadukūlā yuvatayaḥ. Om asadoma satgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amridam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om tatsat. Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No
Every time you are raising the bar and make us think. Thank you so much.
Not
Thank
at all.
you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.